What's up, YouTube? Every now and then, I still get accused of being this person that really doesn't want to see black women happy, and black men want to explore their options, but men like me want to keep them around. And I don't really feel that way. I've already talked about how we have limited numbers and how we just don't do enough to go out of our way to meet each other. So because of that, we're almost by default going to be around people who are non-black. You can't even help it. It is what it is. So black women, so white men by default have more access to black women than we do, because there's more of them, right? Just like white women have more access to a lot of professional black men. It's just how it is. But for me, it's not just black women exploring their options dating. I think that black women should have more non-black friends. Okay? And I say that because, I grew up in a middle-class environment. Okay? But even then, there was still enough black people for black women to only be around black women. You went to college and black women were only around other black women, whether it was the homegirl or they were AKAs or SG Rows or Zetas or Deltas. They were only around black women. After graduating, people are still trying to look for work or figure out if they're going to go to grad school. What happens? Their support group, nothing more than black women. So there's really no diversity in thought. Okay? Well, for a lot of professional black men, our numbers are so small that you'll be hard pressed to find a black man that can say, yeah, my friends are only black. It doesn't work that way. We have to get used to dealing with men who are not black. I'm not saying that we become friends, but we learn how to tolerate each other, and you meet some decent, cool people. I can honestly say in my lifetime I've met some, decent Asian men, Indian men, white men, and, people that I've, forgot to mention. And I honestly feel like I've learned something from them, and they've learned something from me, and we exchanged information. And a lot of them, I wouldn't mind enjoying their company outside of the workplace or a school setting, because they're really cool people. So because of that exchange, we get better. We see what's going on in different places. So we gain new perspectives, and we even know that, damn, I thought that this was only a problem for black men. That's why I say before, a lot of people got their own shit that they're dealing with. It's just unfortunate because with black people, it's always at the forefront. Our bullshit is put on TV, but other people got some shit going on. There's a lot of, from a man to a woman, there's a lot of problems going on in other people's homes. Okay? It's not just black men who are out here upset. But, we get that perspective because we're around these men, okay? It's happy hour, we're getting drinks. Oh, I'm barbecuing, come over. Oh, man, it's a big Monday Night Football game, come over. Lakers playoff game, hey, let's go to Hooters and watch it. So, you interact and you exchange info, and after a while, hey, I'm having a family event, or, I'm having this cultural affair, hey, come through. And you just start to understand what's going on. But black women, they don't get that experience. That's why I say a lot of you guys don't have perspective, right? Even the women who want to come on and talk about how professional and educated they are, and I work for Essence Magazine and Ebony, even those women as well, you guys have a very limited perspective. All you know is the world of black womanhood, and that's already been infiltrated. We already know that the black female engine works to keep black women down because people make money off of it. We already know, right? That's why it's even more important for black women to break free and form relationships with other women that are not black. For me, I've already said that for a lot of black women who get older, it's not by their own maturity that they understand what they're going for. Okay, a lot of the same men that they were checking for are no longer trying to mess with them because they want something younger. So it's really not, it's not about them saying, oh, I've matured. It's about the men saying, I had my fun. Where's your little sister? Right? That's what I want to go for now. Right? But more importantly, at 28, 29, 30, what happens? Especially for those who are professional. You get a little bit more settled down in your career, right? You finish, grad school around 26, 27. You got your little job. You're not the newbie anymore. You've been there for maybe 3 or 4 years. And the dust is starting to settle. You're not worried about getting fired. If there's a probationary period, you've just finished that period, so you're legit. You're no longer conditional. You're an actual employee of this company, and you're in the industry that you want. I'm like, yo, you're finally there. Okay, it's a great spot to be in. I'm not there yet to the point where I can feel comfortable and controlled, but I hope in the next couple of years I get to that point. But for a lot of black women and just professionals in general, that's what happens. Okay, and at this point, something else happens too. Your life starts to change. Your life starts to match your occupation. Right? That's why doctors have a certain lifestyle. A lawyer has a certain lifestyle. A nurse has a certain lifestyle. A teacher has a certain lifestyle. Right? So because of that, you break ties. I don't even say break ties, but you don't get to spend as much time with your old support group. Okay? Because people are in different industries. People maybe, they moved to a different state, or they work Tuesday through Sunday, or they work the graveyard and you work during the day. People take on the life of their occupation. So if Keisha's a lawyer and Tamara's a nurse, well, they can't hang out as much because they have different lifestyles. They can only really see each other during the major holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, where people can fly out and spend a couple of days. But for the most part, who are you going to hang out with? You're probably going to be around the people who you go to work with. Why? Because you have the same schedule. It's not even because you guys get along so damn well, but we go to work at 9, everybody gets off at 5. We don't work on the weekends, we get holidays off, so it's easy to say, hey guys and girls, let's go get some drinks at happy hour, or let's go to the movies, or hey, let's have a barbecue, or there's a big Laker playoff game, everybody should come over. And everybody knows everybody's schedule, so it's easier to set something up, right? And like I said before, this happens around 28, 29, just when a lot of black women start to do what? Turn that corner, right? And they're turning that corner because for the first time, they're being exposed to women who are not black. Okay? They're being exposed to their coworkers. So the white girl, right? The Asian girl, the Indian girl, the Middle Eastern. Right? And they slowly start to understand that these women have the same level of education. They have the same sort of career aspirations, but yet they're happy. And for the first time, black women are seeing other women in happy relationships. So they're looking at what's going on, and they're looking at, Sandra, whose husband is just a normal average guy. He makes slightly more, but he's not this 6'5", Brad Pitt, millionaire sort of man. He's pretty normal, he's pretty average. Okay, and she's happy. Right? They have the kids, and they're talking about, where they're going to spend the holidays. And she's looking at the Asian girl whose husband is an engineer. He's not this big masculine man. He's just a normal dude handling his business. He on the weekends he races his BMW or whatever. Nothing major, right? But yet she's happy. So she's looking at this going on with the white girl, the Asian girl, the Indian, the Middle Eastern girl. All these women who are happy, and they're not with these quote-unquote superstar men that are supposed to be there. And that's when you see black women do the whole, oh, okay, I'm going for the guy in the middle. I'm going for the guy who has a decent job, this, then, the third. And it's not because they put that idea in, that they just matured and they came to that conclusion on their own. Somebody put that in their head. What's going to happen when you see other women happy? And, you're getting the Christmas cards. Oh, season's greetings from the Wongs. And, they're all wearing the red sweater. The baby's wearing a red sweater. The dog has the little Rudolph antlers on with the little red reindeer nose. And they're saying happy holidays from the winds. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Right? Or Sandra's telling you about how her and her husband are going to go spend the holidays with his family in a cabin, and they're just having fun, enjoying life, right? And these men aren't superstars. They're not these men who are just super duper successful. They're normal, average, hardworking sort of dudes. Okay? Shit, some of those women may be even making more than their husband. But both people have a job. You know, both went to school, both have a master's degree, they're both doing what they have to do. And then you see black women pull the 180. So for me, like I said before, not only do I want to see black women go off and see what's going on with other men, I want to see black women form friendships with non-black women. Because those are the women that are turning your heads around, especially those who are professional. And you can tell the ones that aren't professional because they're still holding on to that same bullshit. You know, you still got 32-year-old black women talking about they want niggas who's, you know, perfect, you know, thug attitude, but he has a big bank account. Those are the women who aren't professional. Okay, those are the women that are around other black women and they have no diversity in thought. So that's my video. Y'all take it easy. God bless.